Hello everybody, it's your boy, the Almighty Green Talents, coming to you with a video that is about today's game. This is a recap victory. As you can see, I got my boy jersey on, the one and only Jordan Davis, who got his first career sack. And we're going to talk about that later into the video. But rather than get into the statistics of what happened in this game. But first of all, before I get into all of that, let's talk about what occurred between the first, second, third, and fourth quarter. And I got one more thing I need to talk about, and that's scoring more than the 20 plus points in every game. Because the only game we scored more than 20 points was the game against Detroit. And that game was 38-28. We barely won that game. No, I'm sorry, 38-35. 38-35. At the only game that we scored more than 24 points, but the last two games, week 2, week 2, and yes, in today's game against the Washington Commanders, still one of the lamest names in the NFL currently, you know what I'm saying? So let's go and get started with that. The defense, we're going to discuss that later. Wow. I mean, a remarkable performance. Also, let's get to the offense first. The offense is what sparked this whole situation. Now, we're going to get started with Jalen Hurts, who had a complete game. Back-to-back 300-yard passing, multiple touchdowns. The man was 22 of 35, 340 yards, 3 touchdown scores. 3 touchdown scores, 3. You know what I'm saying? He only got 1 pick, so right now he has 7 or 8 touchdowns and only 1 pick. So the man is doing real well. In the first game against Detroit, he threw for over 20 yards pass. But yesterday's game and the last week's game and this week's game, he threw for 200 yards. Right now, he has 3, 7, 8, 9. He has either 900 or 1,000 yards passing in 3 games. He's on pace to throw for 38 or 3,900 yards, which will be his greatest achievement. If he can get between 35 to 3,800 yard passing, wow. I mean, the man doing real well. I mean, he's doing the thing that we knew that he would be able to do. We knew this already coming into this game. He proved it in last week's game against the Minnesota Vikings, and he proved it into a better defensive team. Which is the Washington Redskins, better defensive team. Because next time we Washington going to be at Philadelphia. And Chase Daniels, man. And Chase, what's the navigable name? Chase, it ain't Chase Daniels. It's Chase something. But he's the defensive end. He'll be back between now going into the week, into the year game against Washington Redskins. So they got to play them again. And this time they're going to be a complete vulnerable team. They were vulnerable today. But they're going to be even more vulnerable when we play them down the road. But Jalen Hurts stood in the pocket once again, scanned the field, went through progressions, and got the ball out. The man threw for 2 or 3 deep balls. And most importantly, not only did A.J. Brown get involved, let's talk about Devonta Smith, a.k.a. Slim Shady. 159 yards, I believe. No, 169 yards. 1 score. That's all. That's remarkable. That is very remarkable. Very remarkable. You know what I'm saying? And my man A.J. Brown had 5 catches for 88 yards. He also had a score. You know what I'm saying? So them your 2 scores there. And then you had the rookie tight end came in, Calcaterra, who had 1 catch for 40 yards. And that's a 40.0 per 1 game per average. And he came in for Goddard, who went onto the sideline because they say he hit his knee somewhere and on the game. So he came in for that 1 play. For 1 play for 40 yards. He proved this work. So the Eagles must have found their second tight end. May have. Because this kind of terror guy is pretty good with the ball after the catch. Did you see how fast he caught that ball and sprinted upfield for about 25, 30, 40 yards for the first down? The Eagles offense is number one in the NFL in passing and rushing. let's finish with the other receiving yards, and then we get into the running game, which was lackluster, which should be better off in next week's game. But this game right here, though, we're gonna speak about the passing game. That is Goddard, 3 catches, 26 yards, 1 score. Then the other scores. Actually, he scored first, and the other guy came after he did. Zach Pascal had 2 catches for 18 yards. Jack Starr 1 catch for 4 yards. And then Mike Sutton had that 1 catch for -2 yards because he got stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So you know what I'm saying. So that's when that was -2. Now onto the running game. Mike Sutton once again productive. 15 carries for 46 yards, a 3-point yard average. None of the running game running backs got no touchdown in this game because the fact is the Washington Redskins defense buckled down on the run. So that's why none of these guys in the running game went over 50 yards rushing. And so Hurts had 9 carries for 20 yards. Ken Gainwell had 3 for 6. Boston Scott had 2 for 0 yards. And then Zach Pascal also he had 1 out of the backfield, which was 1 for 0 yards. He got all these guys. The one who got the 0 yards got stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that means that you gain no yard. You just got that one rushing for 0, which means you didn't gain no yards. So that's your running game right there. So like I said, it wasn't too spectacular on the running game because none of these guys went over 50 yards rushing, and none of these guys scored in the touchdowns. So we're going to get into next week's game also. We're going to speak about that later and talk about the receiving game. Now, let's get to the defense. Like I said in recent videos, I'm a defensive-minded guy. You know what I'm saying? And most jerseys that I got are defensive-minded guys. So, right here, let's go with T.J. Edwards. My man had 10 tackles, 1 assist, and he had 1 sack. Wow, that's a career game for him. Cause I think he had no sacks last year, but he got 1 sack today. Kazir White had 9 tackles, 1 assist. Brandon Graham had a great game. 6 tackles, 2 for loss. He had 2.5 sacks, half sack. He shared that half sack with Haason Reddick, who we'll get into later on down the line of the guys I'm about to mention. Avonte Maddox had 3 tackles, 3 assists. Bradbury had 5 tackles, 1 assist. And C.J. Garner had 5 tackles, 1 assist. And Haason Reddick, like I mentioned earlier in the video, he had 4 tackles, 2 assists, 1.5 sack. He should have had sack with Brandon Graham. Mike Epps, 4 tackles, no assists. Josh Sweat, wow. 3 tackles, 2 for loss, a 1.5 sack. Cox, 3 tackles, 2 assists, 1.5 sack. He should have had sack with Josh Sweat. And McPherson had 3 tackles, no assists. Jordan Davis, 2 tackles, 1 sack. 1 sack. That's a career game. That's his first career sack. And I believe there'll be more to come. If he can get 5 sacks or 6 sacks before season come to an end, he should be a nominee for NFC Rookie of the Year or NFL Rookie of the Year. We'll see how that works out between him and other defensive guys that were picked either hit him or after him between the 1st and the 7th round. So we'll see how that goes. Let me see. What was I at? Yeah. Tutulupu only had whoever his name is. Tutulutu, whoever his name is. He had 2 tackles. Hargrave had 2 tackles, 1 sack. That's 1 sack. Hold on, let me see. Jordan Davis. He did have a career sack. They say he had a sack. But here, they say he had no sacks. But okay, that's a bad stat. He's supposed to have a sack. And I thought, okay, because I got it wrong. They say he had 2 tackles, 1 assist, but no sacks. He supposed to have one sack because he did get a sack in the game. So that's a bad stack right there. Like I said, and then Javon Hargrove had 2 tackles, no assists, 1 sack, and Williams had 2 tackles, 2 assists. So he had two tackles, but both the tackles he had were assists, and then Slay had 1 tackle. So they're going to correct that Jordan Davis because he did get 1 sack. Then Brian Covey on special teams had five kick returns and 5 punt returns for 34 yards. And longest was 12, a 6.8 average. And then Smith, against the Devonta Smith, had 1 for 12, a 12.0 average. His long was 12. That's the only one he had. Jake Elliott was 1 for 1, 32.0 average. His long was 32 yards. He was 3 for 3. Extra point, 3 for 3. And Saposa, 6, TOT, for 6, and yards, 277 yards, a 46.2 average. His long was 53. And TB, 2. And so, and here are your leaders right here. I'm not even gonna get into. Well, I'm gonna get into the leaders. The Eagles, like I said, I mentioned Jordan Hurts, 22-35, 240 yards. Carson Wentz had 25-42, 211 yards, no touchdowns. The only touchdown they got was a run play. Mike Sanders had 15 attempts for 46 yards, no score. And Devonta Smith had 8 catches. He was targeted 12 times, but he only caught 8 balls for 169 yards, 1 touchdown. And McLaurin had 6 catches for 102 yards. So he think he got his 100-yard game. And Gibson, the running game for the Commanders, had 12 attempts for 36 yards, 1 score. So those are your leaders as far as defense, offense, and special teams concerned. But now, let's think about the concerns. My concern is that the Eagles didn't score in the first quarter. They scored their points in the second quarter. They didn't score no more in the second half. And that's going to be a problem because, see, in the Detroit game, they did some scoring. Well, actually, in the Detroit game, they didn't score none in the fourth quarter. Eagles scored most of their points between the first, second, and third quarter. They didn't score in the fourth quarter also. So the fourth quarter from week 1 played last week game against the Minnesota Vikings because they scored 24 points and they didn't score no more in the fourth quarter at all. And then today's game, they didn't score no more all in all. They scored all their points in the first half, second quarter. That's an issue to me because here's why I say that. It's on film that the Eagles cannot score no more points in the second half. I hope that Nick Sirianni and the offensive staff work through that because, see, our next game now is against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they are a better defensive team from what I've seen and heard. Because right now they are also either 1-2 or they 2-1, one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Led by none other than the one and only former head coach, Doug Peterson. This team got one of the best secondaries in the NFL, one of the best linebacker units in the NFL. They front four is okay, but they got a better linebacker unit that can tackle, and they got a better corner, they got better defensive backs, like we do. So this game could also be another struggle for the Eagles. Because even though we are scheduled to win, again, that we got to continue to start scoring in first, second, third, and fourth quarter. We got to start beating teams now. 24 points is not going to do it. We got to score 28 points or more to beat these teams. So that is the issue that I have to have with the team at this moment. Because back-to-back 24-point games. And the only high game that you scored was the Detroit Lions game, which they pushed you to get 38 points. They pushed the Eagles to get 38 points. That's what they did. the game against the Minnesota Vikings, a pretty good defense, but they were okay because the Eagles, because the Minnesota Vikings, they know what they faced in the Eagles' offense and Jalen Hurts in our passing game and the running game. Running game got 96 yards rushing last week. Today's game, they only rushed for 46 yards. So I'm referring to Mike Sanders. So Mike Sanders right now has maybe if it's 200 some yards, he's closing in on 200 some yards. He's supposed to be on pace to go for 1,000 yards, but the way it's looking, he haven't had a 100-yard game so far this season. So I'm hoping in this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Eagles run the football, and they just recently 2 weeks ago. Well, 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, they signed it. They brought in Trey Sermon, who's supposed to be a power back, and he has not been used in none of those games. I'm hoping that they use him in Jacksonville Jaguars game, because Eagles ain't going to start pounding some of the top defenses. Now, I think if Trey Sermon had played into this game against the Washington Commanders, still lame team. The Washington Commanders, it might be a different output because, see, Trey Sermon is a bigger and a powerful back. Why he wasn't used in today's game and last week's game, for the life of me, I don't understand. I mean, you got Boston Scott. He's a short, stocky running back. He ain't no power back. Miles Sanders is a scat back. And so is Keenan Gainwell. You got two scat backs and one short, stocky running back. The Eagles need to use their power running game, and I hope they activate Trey Sermons next week against Jacksonville Jaguars. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to start running the football, because if they don't, the Eagles gonna start losing games, and teams are gonna start zooming in on Hurts a whole lot more. And like I said before, the Jacksonville Jaguars game, they are a better defensive team. The offense is okay. The defense is way better. Because they got, like I said, because they got a better linebacking unit and they got a better defensive back unit. They can stand it on like Bradbury and Slay and Devonta Smith and C.J. Johnson. So they're pretty good. So Hurts might not be able to get the deep balls out against the Jacksonville Jaguars team. So the Eagles gonna have to start running the football against them. They're gonna have to, because if they don't start running the football, team gonna start zooming in on Hurts, and they're gonna start putting hits on him. You know what I'm saying? Washington Redskins the Detroit Lions kind of laid the blueprint of how to stop Hurts. The blueprint is there. So Jacksonville Jaguars are going to look at the Detroit game more than likely, and then watch the Washington Commanders team, the defensive team, and they're going to see how they were able to get to Hurts. They're going to watch both of those games. I don't think they're going to watch the Minnesota game because the Minnesota Vikings defense didn't do much. So you always watch the team with the better defensive output. And that was the Detroit Lions, and that was the Washington Redskins. They're going to watch those two teams and see how they matched up against Jalen Hurts real well defensively. And everybody know to be a quarterback, you got to come up the middle and get in his face to stop the run game or to stop the passing game. And the Washington Redskins did that quite a bit. The reason why we beat them is because we were able to air the ball out. And once you air the ball, team to back out and try to concentrate more on the passing game than the running game. So the Eagles should have run the ball a whole lot more in the game against the Washington Redskins. They should have. So they're gonna have to establish the run next week against Jacksonville, because that's what it comes down to. And I tried to put my keys to victory game yesterday before today, but wasn't able to do it because I had a lot of things I had to do, and that kind of kept me from doing that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe next week I'll try to do that next Friday. I'm gonna try to do it early. I'll probably do it Friday early because I don't think I'm gonna do it Saturday, so I might do it next Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because see, I'm gonna be honest with you. This Washington Redskins, this Washington football, I don't know why I'm saying Redskins and football. I mean, the Washington Commanders team really actually concerned me quite a bit, because they were playing the Eagles very well defensively. They really was. So our defense was matching their defense, But yet our defense did a little bit more than theirs. They got tired and they did a little bit more than theirs. But now you got to be a little bit more diligent in the running game. It's gonna come down to the running game. We got to run the football. So I'm hoping next week the Eagles activate Trey Sermons to get the power game going. We got to show up with the power run. Got to. You know what I'm saying? We did it last year and the year before with Jordan Howard. And Jordan Howard's now a free agent. So I don't think Jordan Howard gonna come back to the Eagles, but we got Trey Sermons, a young 24-year-old power back who played with Jalen Hurts. Got to get this guy going. Got to get him going. You know what I'm saying? Because this is really, really, really boggling. It's mind-boggling to me. Because this game against the Washington, I don't know why I'm started saying that. I mean the Washington Commanders. The game against the Washington Commanders, it concerned me quite a whole lot between the first, second, and third quarter. With the first and second quarter, rather. The third quarter, we kind of made some adjustments and beat them and got 24 points in the third quarter. I'm sorry, in the second quarter, but then scored no more in the third and fourth quarter. So that's a concern with me in the second half. We got to be able to run the football to counter the defenses and go be coming after Hurts. Because that's not going to happen if we do not get the power game going. So I can't say it too many times. I really can't. The Eagles going to have to activate Trey Sermons. Get him ready to start running the rock. To pound the middle of the defenses and start getting the running game going. Cause anybody would know, if you get a power running back that can knock defense on their ass going forward, first and second downs, power running game. Third down, or you get the ball to Madison and let that Madison run up the middle on the defenses and let them get 35, 40 yards off one carry. If you can't do that, then you're going to have problems running the ball between the defenses. So I'm hoping this week coming up, they activate Trey Sermons. I mean, I can't say that man ain't too many times because I'm wondering when and they clean him off waivers before the regular season even begun. So I'm trying to figure out why they have not used this guy yet. For the life of me, I don't understand. I really don't. So I'm hoping that Friday I make my keys to victory, and I'm going to mention Trey Sermons in the keys to victory. Going into Saturday Sunday game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who we play in Jacksonville. We play in Philadelphia. So that's all I pretty much really can say. Other than I'm hoping that that the Eagles wise up and start running the football, because the running game was very ineffective in this game against the Washington against the Washington Commanders, because they contained the run. The Eagles couldn't run. They had a couple of runs, couple of good runs, but not no long 15, 20, 25, or 30 yard runs. He run up in like 5, 10, 15 yards. Nothing more than that. So the Eagles gonna have to gonna have to get the run game going. Gonna have to. And I'm hoping that that's what they do next week. I'm praying and hope so. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't run the football, like I said, teams are gonna glue in on Hurts. They really are. And when they glue in on Hurts, I mean, he ain't gonna be able to get the ball to Devonta Smith. He ain't gonna be able to get the ball to Brown, and definitely ain't gonna be able to get the ball to Goddard. And the other tight end that did real well with the run catch he caught. So something got to go. Something got to go. Because if don't, the running game is gonna be our downfall. And everybody out there knows that. Everybody knows it. Defenses do well when you run the football. When you run the football effectively, defenses can sit back on the sideline and rest. Because everybody knows the run game pays dividend for the resting of the defense. You can't keep passing. Because eventually at some point you're going to throw interception. Like I said, he got one pick so far. But you keep going. Team's going to zoom in on your passes and pick you off and bat the ball down. One of the two. Something going to have to happen. Or you might fumble the ball while trying to pass if you get hit by a defender. So many things can happen if you don't run the football. So many can happen. I've seen it happen too many times. I've been an Eagle fan for 42 years. I don't see McNabb fumble some footballs. I don't see Randall Cunningham fumble some footballs. I don't see with the boy Cobb fumble some football. I don't see Michael Vick fumble some football because defenders came in their face when they weren't able to run the football. Now, and go end the video on a high note right quick and let you guys know how I feel. But other than that, I'm happy that they'll be running. I'm happy that we won the football game. We're now 3-0, heading to next week's game against Jacksonville Jaguars in Philadelphia. That should be a win, but it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of them hard-fought games because that offense, that quarterback, he can air the ball as well as Hurts can. And they do got two good receivers, like we do. They do. So this game against Jacksonville gonna put us 4-0 or 3-1. But we're gonna have to run the football. Got to run it. Got to run it. Got to run the football. You start with Trey Sermon, let him pound the middle, and after you pound the middle, like I said, you get the ball to either Sanders or either Boston Scott or Ken Gainwell and let them run up the middle for 15, 20, and 25, 30-yard runs for first downs, or keep running until they run to the end zone for a score. That's what it's going to come down to. We got to get the power game going. Got to get it going. Got to get it going. So anyway, let me go ahead and get off there because my mind is so psyched on how we won this football game, the highs and the lows. I explained to you. The highs, and I explained to you to the lows. We all know what the lows are. I'm hoping that they correct the lows between Wednesday when they return into Saturday before the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So anyway, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talents, sign off. Making sure you guys enjoy my video. Give me a like. Please subscribe, comment, and share the video because once you share, it means you care about my content and you want to get my content out over YouTube land. I'm currently under 190 subscribers. I want to get to 200. That'd be 200 would be a milestone for me. 100 was hard to get to. Now 200 is gonna be even harder. So I'm hoping you guys to help me by commenting and liking my channel and getting my videos out there. And please comment in the comment section below. Notification bell always on top, so you know when I make a video, and when I make it, it dings on your YouTube channel, and you can view it right away. So anyway, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talent, coming back at you with a video with the Eagles victory, 28-8. 24-8. Let me get that. Ooh, I'm glad I got that correct. Let me see if I can get it right. All right, let's get this fight song going. Fight, fly, Eagles fly on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles fly, go a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit them low, hit them high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! We got this victory. Let's go for the next one, y'all. Holler back at your boy, the Almighty Green Talents. Peace.